everyone, this is Jeanette and welcome to My Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable flower out of some recycled materials. First you'll need a toilet paper roll. You could also use a paper towel roll, but I find that the toilet paper roll gives you just the right amount of petals for your flower, and also you even have enough room to cut a little circle to stabilize and hold all of the petals together on the back. You will need a heavy-duty pair of scissors because you want to make one clean cut for each strip that you cut off the toilet paper roll. You will need glue dots. I use the mini, and also I'll be using the 3D glue dots to attach my button later on. You'll need some sort of circle to place on top of your flower to cover up where the petals are joined. And I just went into my stash and pulled out, I don't know if you can see the glitter on here. It's a flower that I punched out of some remnants, some scraps of glitter cardstock that I had used. And I hate to throw away usable pieces of paper, especially when they are this really pretty glitter cardstock. So I saved them and I just pull them out when I need them. And you'll need a button and something to tie inside your button if that's the look that you like. I like tying a little thread or cord inside of mine. This is actually beading cord that I bought at Walmart, and it's very inexpensive. But again, you can use anything or just leave it without any thread at all. I just like the way it looks, and I always like to tie a little bow on top of my buttons. I think it adds a nice little whimsical touch. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is take your toilet paper tube and flatten it down. Now, you could use, excuse the reach, you could use a bone folder, which is actually a good idea, to make sure that you really have this creased. I've seen some people run it through their cuddle bugs or big shots, big kicks, whatever you have. I find that this is usually sufficient. I don't want to squash them too much. Then you're just going to take your scissors and you're going to cut some petals. Sometimes you won't get it with one clean cut. And I made my petals, my cuts, I don't know, I didn't really measure them. Let me see. Okay, they're about 1/8 of an inch wide. They don't have to be perfect. You don't want to make them too wide if you're going to use them on a scrapbook page or even a card if you're going to mail it. If you are going to put it on a scrapbook page where it will be touching your photos, I strongly recommend that you spray them with Make It Acid Free or any kind of archival mist. There we go, that's 6. And we're going to save this because, as I said, we're going to use it to cut out a stabilizing circle for the back. Now, the easiest way to do this, you want to open up the petals just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to take my mini glue dots and I'm going to start attaching them. I'm going to put one little mini glue dot on each side. And I'll get my hand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just attaching them right in the center there. I didn't really need another one there. I already had one. And I'll just put some on this one. They are very sticky, so. Now I have found that 6 petals work for the flowers that I like. You could use more if you wanted a fuller flower, but you will need at least 6. Don't worry if they're not perfectly even, because you will be adjusting them later on. Okay, and now what you want to do is bend them a little bit so that they are evenly spaced. You just need to move them around a little bit, and that should work out. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Flowers are not perfect in nature, so you don't need them to be perfect. And this also has a little bit of a rustic look. Now what you want to do, actually, yeah, I am going to do that first. I'm going to take one of the 3D glue dots, put it on the back of the center piece, and I'm going to just press that down. Okay? Sorry about the noise in the background. I have to multitask and do some laundry while I'm recording this video. Now we're going to cut that circle out for the back. I like to put a stabilizing circle on the back for 2 reasons. One, it stabilizes the petals on the back of the flower. And 2, when I go to attach this flower later on to either a card or scrapbook page, or even a present, it gives me something to apply the adhesive to. So again, I'm just going to freehand cut a small circle. No one's going to see that. It does not have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be very large either. And I'm going to use a 3D glue dot because I find that they really do hold well. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to take some beading cord, cut off a good length of it. You always want to cut off enough to work with, because if you cut it too short, you'll really have a very hard time. And what I like to do is I like to start in the front, go through, come back through the back. This cord is nice because it's stiff enough to hold its shape, but it's soft enough to tie a very nice little bow. I'm just going to tie a knot. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just tying a little bow. And pulling the little tails on it until I adjust it the way I want it. And that's good. A nice little bow there. Just want to pull it a little bit tighter. Then I'm going to trim the tails. Make sure it's even again. And then what I like to do, well, I'll do that afterwards. I put a little drop of tacky glue on top of the knot so it doesn't come out, but I'll do that after I adhere the button to the center of the flower with another 3D glue dot. And really make sure that your button is where you want it to be, because once you stick it down with that glue dot, you'll have a very hard time pulling it up again without damaging the paper underneath it. Okay. Pull it just a little tighter there. And now I'm going to just apply a little bit of tacky glue, and that will dry clear, so you don't have to worry. Oops, a little messy there, but that will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about it looking white in the center. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you decide to take some of those toilet paper rolls and recycle them. Make yourself some cute flowers to use on your paper projects. Thanks for joining me today on My Crafty Life, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.